We have more Detroit Lions injury updates. Carlton Davis, Alim McNeill out for the season. At least Carlton Davis out indefinitely, which Adam Schefter put out. Lions quarterback Carlton Davis will undergo surgery on his broken jaw and be sidelined indefinitely, per sources. And then you have the Alim McNeill injury. Adam Schefter also put out Alim McNeill, Lions defensive lineman, suffered a season-ending ACL injury, which is absolutely brutal. And we expected bad news, or at least you should have expected bad news, given that Dan Campbell at the end of the game in the post-game press conference kind of alluded to both of these guys being out for the entire year. But now it is official. And the Lions right now, it seems like just when they can't afford to have more injuries occur. And it's not just injuries to depth pieces, which have been a huge thing. They've lost a ton of good depth all around the roster, especially on the defensive side of the ball. But it's two very impactful players. Your number one corner, your number one defensive tackle. That's concerning, guys. I mean, for AG, we have to be honest with ourselves. He is a great coordinator. I know people would go back and forth with that and put a lot of the blame on him. What I will say is this. AG, we have to be consistent with the credit we've given him with injuries. He's done a good job. But at some point, there's just only so much he can do. There's only so much. As a coordinator, you look at a lot of coordinators, you can tell the difference between a bad coordinator and a good coordinator, but all coordinators at the end of the day are only as good as their players can take them. Now, schematically, you can be so bad that your great players don't perform well. But Aaron Glenn, you're asking this man to put up a top 10, top 15 defense with half his defense out? To me, that's unrealistic, and that's not fair to Aaron Glenn. So the reality is this defense is decimated with injuries. And are you going to get guys back for the playoffs? You'll get some guys back. But losing Alim, who's been a big part of your run defense, and by the way, you saw the impact when he wasn't out there, and you're going to be facing teams like the Philadelphia Eagles potentially in the NFC Championship game who have Saquon Barkley, and you're expected to slow him down? Or your number one cornerback when you're going to be facing some pretty good wide receivers? I mean, look at the NFC North. Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, the Packers. They got some good wide receivers, not like the Vikings. And then the Eagles, A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith. So even if you get to the Super Bowl, you might have to match up with the Bills again. And this will be without Carlton and without Alim, which is an uphill battle. It's brutal, guys. It really is. And Alim and Carlton are massive injuries. At least with those guys in, you're like, okay, at least I don't have to worry about my number one corner. And at least I have another piece on the defensive line. So you have Alim, DJ Reader, and Zadarius Smith, and Josh Paschal. Now you don't have Alim. And Pat O'Connor he's good depth, but to depend on him week in and week out, to me, that's another uphill battle. You're expecting things from Pat O'Connor that it's just not fair to expect. So where do the Lions go from here? Well, they just keep moving forward. They keep trying to win the next game. And now you're going to have Terran Arnold as your number one corner, which he is not ready to do that. I think we can all agree there. He has not shown that he's ready to be your number one corner this season. So that's an uphill battle. You look at Kindle Vildor, that's an uphill battle. Those are your two corners. Even when you get Ennis Rakestraw back, let's say he plays a little bit, that's an uphill battle. So my suggestion would be this, and I'm not AG, I don't know more than AG, but hear me out on this. They moved Brian Branch to nickel yesterday. I would highly recommend doing it going into the future. You need someone around the line of scrimmage that can make plays consistently, and that is your best player on defense and one of your best players on your entire roster. Move him closer to the line of scrimmage because he can disrupt plays in the run game and these wide receiver screens, running back screens. He is impactful all over the field, but you need him closer to the line of scrimmage. Now, you'd probably move Amik out to the outside, so you have Amik and Terran Arnold out there. And when you get Iffy back, you can slot him in at safety, at strong safety, next to Kirby Joseph. That would be my suggestion. And that's what I do think AG does. I think that'd be the smart move because now without Alim McNeill, no Carlton, you're taking even a bigger hit on your defense, and they got to find ways to make adjustments. And that would be my suggestion. Now, this defense has to find ways to get back to creating turnovers. I mean, that's something they have to continue to hang their hat on because when you don't have a great defense, getting turnovers can be the difference. That's what they have to do. This defense is not capable, I'm sorry, with how they are currently constructed with half the defense out. As of right now, that is not a Super Bowl defense. No way. No way. The offense is because they're healthier and they're playing well still. But that defense right now is not a Super Bowl defense. As how they played yesterday and what they're dealing with injury-wise moving forward. They would actually be the anomaly in NFL history to win a Super Bowl with that defense. AG should get any job he so chooses if they can put together a good defense, because it's a tremendous uphill battle given all the injuries. And sometimes, guys, it's no one's fault. It's just the reality. Injuries happen. It's pointless to point the finger at. They just happen. It's luck of the draw. And last year, the Lions were very lucky to not have injuries. And this year, they are riddled with injuries. It's a tough spot to be in, but you have no choice but to move forward. So get the number 1 seed, win out, win your division, get the bye week, make teams come to Ford Field, and this offense has to play at an extremely high level. That's the reality. And that's your best chance right there. And the defense being opportunistic, which bend don't break. It's a great concept. It doesn't work. Like, to win Super Bowls, it does not work. They need guys that can make plays, and most of their playmakers are out or on IR. So it's tough, guys. It really is. Are they a great team still? Absolutely. But is the path to winning a Super Bowl much more difficult? Absolutely. We'll be live tonight, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Tune in. We'll be live. Appreciate all the support. I know it's a tough time right now. The Lions are 12-2. You can look at that. It's been a great year. It has. But sometimes you got to have honest conversations about the injuries. Or, I guess, examples or circumstances like this. And it's the injuries. I will catch you guys next time. Keep up the support. Appreciate you all. And if you disagree with me or agree with me, comment down below. I'd love to read them. Check it out, as always. But until tonight, I will catch you guys. Hey, what's going on there? It's Jeff Iafrate. Appreciate you for finishing the video. You can check out one of the videos here suggested or show support by commenting, liking, and subscribing. And buy your merchandise, officialctsports.com.